Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another FretroView. My name is Fret, and today we're going to be covering Sonic 3. Well, Sonic 3 and Knuckles to be exact. So in my last video, I had totally forgot that Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles were two different games. But in my defense, I always played them as a combined entity, so I always thought of it as one game. And a little history, they were supposed to be one entity. The game was rushed. Seems to be an ongoing issue with Sonic games is that it was rushed, so they couldn't complete it, so they had to break the game up into two separate parts, which was Sonic 3, and then I think it was like a year or something later, maybe 6 months, you got Sonic 3 and Knuckles. There was a lot of outrage about that back in the day. People felt that it should have just been one game. Instead, they got charged full price for two separate games that should have been the same game. A little bit of history on that. There's probably much more to it. That's just the gist of it. But for me, like I said, I got my Sonic 3 and Knuckles cartridge on, I guess, nefarious means. If you go back and watch one of my older videos, I acquired it through the old trade system, bartering system, if you will. The Sonic 3 version, I think one of my friends had it, so I was able to, connect the Sonic 3 part to it. I wasn't able to keep it, though. I can't remember how I got the Sonic 3 version, but it ended up in my hands at some point. I think I traded it off, but I always kept the Sonic and Knuckles part. But with that being said, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the gameplay is much like Sonic 2. The only thing that's different in Sonic 3 plus Knuckles is the shields have been improved, and they've been added to. Now with Tails, you have additional controls. You can control his flight, and Tails can now swim. They also added a new character, which was Knuckles. Knuckles, you can play with him. I think it's just in the Sonic and Knuckles version. You can play as Knuckles and do a complete playthrough with him. His abilities is that he can glide and he can climb walls. They also show him digging, but you cannot use his digging ability. That's like a scripted kind of thing. The shields, we'll elaborate more on that. So he has 3 new shields. So in the previous games, his shield was just a one hit, so he can soak up 1 damage. Now he has 3 additional shields. You have the electric shield, the bubble shield, and the fire shield. The bubble shield allows Sonic to do like a bounce jump, and it also allows Sonic to breathe underwater, which is a very good plus since he can't swim. The electric shield allows Sonic to do a double jump, and rings gravitate towards him. The fire shield lets Sonic do like an air dash, and it protects him from all fire. And let's see, what else? Oh, and Sonic also has an insta shield. So if you jump and in midair you press A again, you'll see a little flash around Sonic. During that quick instance, Sonic is immune to damage. So that is a really good addition to Sonic's repertoire. Sadly, it's only been in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It's never been seen in any other game since. They should bring it back. It's a really good, unique ability for Sonic to have. It just basically allows you to play more aggressively. You can time hits, like when you jump towards an enemy, and if, like, say the enemy has spikes, you can time it right where Sonic can get a hit in without taking damage, because when you hit an enemy, you bounce back. It's a really good addition. I wish they'd bring it back. What else? Other gameplay mechanics. That's pretty much it for the mechanics. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I would say Sonic 2 really got it going for me. But Sonic 3 and Knuckles is where basically the Sonic team, they were cooking with grease on this game. Like, you can tell from the music to the gameplay to the action pieces or set pieces in the game. Like, this game was cooking on all cylinders. Like, it is fantastic. It is a joy to play. As a kid, it marveled me. Like, I was all in. But now, as an adult, like I said, I had even more fun playing this game than I did Sonic 2. Like, this game is fantastic. The story is more... like, they tell a more of a story through the game rather than just reading the booklet like in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. This game introduces, like, when you beat a zone or action zone, it shows Sonic transitioning to the next zone, which is something I wish they would carry through. Sonic Mania brought it back, but I don't think they've done it in any other Sonic game. But this is where it started, and they do it flawlessly. It basically keeps the pace of the game going, and while also telling the story at the same time. The Knuckles character is a really good addition. It really, I think it solidified it like the trio. Like, you got Tails for intelligence, Sonic for speed, Knuckles for strength. And it's really good synergy between all three characters. Here, Knuckles is not an ally yet. He's more of a foe. For the most part, he plays a really minor role in the game. He only pops up every now and then to get in Sonic's way. Dr. Robotnik is still the main protagonist. For those who don't know, in this game, Robotnik tricks. Well, he goes to Angel Island, and somehow he discovers the Master Emerald. Knuckles guards the Master Emerald, so Robotnik tricks Knuckles into joining his side and convincing him that Sonic is the evil one, and that, like, Sonic's coming to steal the Master Emerald or some junk like that. Knuckles believes him, and he's fighting with Eggman to keep Sonic away from the Master Emerald. Lo and behold, Robotnik shows his true side, and Knuckles kind of joins Sonic's side to try to get the Master Emerald back. Now, with that being said, this game, like I said, I played both games together, and at one point, like, the game ends for Sonic 3 if you don't have the Sonic 3 cartridge attached to the Knuckles cartridge. So if you don't have that, then the game ends right there. So you won't really get to see the Knuckles side of the story. So basically, in Sonic 3, you'll play up until the point where Knuckles, realizes, wait, no, because Knuckles is still, it goes on into the Knuckles, like, almost halfway. I guess it is at the end. It's like Sky Fortress Zone, is when Knuckles realizes that, because you end up fighting Knuckles, which is a really good fight. Probably one of my best mini-boss fights in the game. It's not hard. Knuckles is really easy to beat. If you try to hit him from the front, he'll always block, so you gotta come in from the top or behind him to do damage. He's gliding all over the place and punching you. It's a really goofy fight, but it's fun because I like the one-on-one fight with him and Knuckles. I wish it would have been harder, but, whatever. Good fight. But yeah, I think it's... So, mid towards the climax, end of the game, Knuckles figures it out, and they semi-join forces to stop Eggman. And that's pretty much the story. Tails doesn't really play a big role. He's still Sonic's sidekick, and he helps you out. I would say in this game, 2-player mode is a tad bit better. It still sucks because his camera's following Sonic. So once Sonic gets moving, Tails is pretty much useless if you're playing 2-player. But with Tails being able to fly, the second player can control Sonic's flight. So when you jump in the air, Sonic can grab Tails' arms, and then the second player can fly Sonic through the stage. So it's much better in this game, especially if you slow down and play together rather than just have Sonic blaze through. And then you can find a lot more secret areas with Tails. Yeah. Knuckles, you can play Knuckles in a solo run. I think in Sonic and the Sonic and Knuckles part, you can play as Knuckles and play through that campaign through the end. I didn't do that this run. I just did Sonic and Tails. I did as a kid though. Yeah, I always found it fun. You can get all the emeralds with Knuckles and with Tails. Tails can become Super Tails. Knuckles can become Super Knuckles. Sonic can become Super Sonic. In the Sonic and Knuckles portion, Sonic can become Hypersonic, and Knuckles can become Hyper Knuckles. Tails, unfortunately, only has Super Tails. Super Tails is pretty cool though, because while you're Super Tails, he has these little, what they call flickies, the little birds that fly around that you save when you beat up a badnik. Those flickies will attack enemies for Tails. It's pretty dope. Yeah. So I don't know why they don't bring back Super Tails. It's pretty cool. They completely shedded the hyper part of the lore, I guess. So how to get Hypersonic is you collect all seven of the Chaos Emeralds, and then when you go over to the Sonic and Knuckles portion of the game, you collect what's called Super Emeralds, and then once you collect all 7 of those, you can become Hypersonic. Hypersonic is pretty dope. Supersonic was already overpowered. Hypersonic is pretty much just off the scales. It's just Supersonic, but he is even faster. He has even higher jump. He has an air dash. When you do the air dash, the screen flashes and destroys everything on the screen. It's ridiculous. Again, the only way you can die is if you fall in a pitfall or you get crushed. And yeah, that's Hypersonic. I do not like the Hypersonic music that plays. I mean, it's fine, but I really like the Sonic 2 Supersonic music way better. This one, it can get annoying because it just plays on loop until you either beat the stage or you lose your rings and transform back to regular Sonic. The tune was much more catchy in Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles. It's, like I said, it's okay, but it's not as great. It gets annoying after a while. Let's see, what else? And as far as gameplay, that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's way more action pieces in these two games versus 1 and 2. Like I said, this game is really focused more on speed. So if you play your cards right or the levels right, you can blaze through these stages at breakneck speeds. And like I said, they have more action pieces. So like one zone, Sonic is like he's ice boarding down a snowy hill. He's getting blasted through like light beams and like it's crazy. A lot more pieces to get you intrigued and focused on the game. The bosses, unfortunately, are still lame. Like you can crush them easy. We'll go over that later. Eggman with these contraptions, he still has not understood how to beat Sonic. Like you can't beat him with a robot that chops down trees. That's not gonna work, man. Like like I said, I don't know if they did that for comedic effect, but yeah, the bosses are easy. But now on this one, not every boss is Eggman. Especially in this one, like you'll sometimes have, like I said, you'll have his robots that'll try to take you down, or badniks. You'll have like pyramid rocky monsters try to take you down. There's a lot more enemies other than, a lot more bosses other than just Eggman. Enemies in the game are still nothing. They're just a bunch of badniks that are just in the way. I wouldn't even call them enemies. They're just roadblocks to make you lose rings. Like they don't put up a fight. Some of them shoot lasers or stretch out and try to hit you. Just a bunch of nothing. The enemies in the game are really nothing to talk about. What else? I guess I could lead us over into the graphics. Now, the graphics of the game, like I said, this Sonic Team was cooking with full grease. Like, they were on it. Like, this game is beautiful. Both Sonic and I keep saying this game, but I'm referring to Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Both games are fantastic. They're gorgeous to look at. The backgrounds, the foregrounds, animation is on point. Everything is good. Especially the backgrounds in this game. I didn't really go over it in Sonic 2, but the backgrounds were gorgeous in that game. But in this one, they cranked it up times 10. Like, it is fantastic. You can see the clouds. Clouds in the they're moving in the background. Some of their transparencies are on point. Like, and it doesn't slow down the game either. I don't really know how they were able to like keep the frame rate up, because it's not only like I keep wanting to say translucent, but it's not. Not translucent. It's transparency. Gosh, why does that keep the trend? It's not only transparent, but they have animated backgrounds as well. So it's really gone into overdrive. Like, it's crazy, and they do it very well. Like I said, their level design is even better. It was getting better in Sonic 2, but in Sonic 3, I think they perfected it, because a lot of the stages like have at least one part where Sonic is just blazing through the stage, if you take the right route. Like I said, these stages are huge. There's a lot of verticality to this game, both of them. There's plenty of secret stages. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the special stages have changed once again. So instead of the half pipe, we now have like this 3D world where you collect blue spheres. You collect the blue spheres, and you get a Chaos Emerald. And Sonic 3 and Knuckles, well, Sonic and Knuckles, once you get all the spheres, you get a Super Emerald. The stages aren't that bad. I remember having a lot of trouble with them when I was a child playing it, but I found out why. It's because, so with these special stages, you go, there's blue and red spheres. You collect the outer layer of these spheres, and once you do that, they all turn into rings. Then you collect all the rings. So if you get all the rings before you collect all the blue spheres, you'll get a perfect score, and you get the Chaos Emerald. As a kid, I always wanted to get the perfect score, so I always tried to get all the rings before I got the spheres. Now, as an adult, I didn't care about the perfect score. I just wanted the emerald. A lot easier. Now, as a kid, I thought the more time you spent in the special stage is the faster Sonic sped up, because he really starts moving, and it's more difficult to control him as time progresses. But now I think it's different. I think it's the more rings you collect is the faster Sonic goes. Because when I was playing it just now, I didn't care about collecting the rings, so Sonic never sped up. So I believe that his speed is tied to the rings. But yeah, so since I wasn't going blazing fast, it was way easier to collect these spheres and get the Chaos Emerald. Yeah, so fun for me, I guess. So I was able to get Supersonic and Hypersonic, and yeah, it was pretty good, pretty fun. I enjoyed my time with it. I enjoyed my time with this game as well. Let's see. Trying to think if there was anything else, graphic-wise. I said the game looks great. All the animation, Sonic design has changed once again a little bit. Well, I would say this design change is a little bit more drastic. Sonic, his shade of blue has changed ever so slightly. You can tell it's a new sprite. This was actually my favorite sprite during the Sega era, or the Sega Genesis era. He looked, well, it was a departure from his, I guess his little cutesy from his Sonic 1 sprite. So I'm trying to it's hard to explain. his Sonic 3 sprite looks a little bit more adult, more edgy. Not edgy. I don't know how to. What's the word? He looks more serious. I mean, which he would be. This is his third and kind of fourth act. Like I'm pretty sure he's tired of Robotnik at this point, and he wants to get this over with. So Sonic's face is on his sprite. He looks way more serious. Like he means business this time. Tails pretty much looks the same. His design also changed for this one, but it's like they kind of mimic the same sprite almost. But yeah, animations are pretty good. Knuckles' design is pretty good. He's got the big mittens. He wears kind of like Timberland boots. And yeah, Knuckles' design was always pretty cool to me. Robotnik's design pretty much stays the same as well. They did give him better looking robots, at least in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Especially the final boss. I'm not saying it looks menacing, but it looked pretty good. Pretty good. The sound in the game. The music in this game is, again, fantastic as well. Some of my favorites are the Angel Island, the Casino Zone, the Carnival Zone, but I like the Michael Jackson version, not that new one they put in. I understand they couldn't use it because of copyright or whatever. But it was a pretty good for carnival music. It was pretty good. Was it Ice Cap Zone's one of my favorites? Trying to think of. I like Sky Chase Zone. No, is it Sky? Oh, now I'm getting everything mixed up. Sky Sanctuary is what I mean to say. Sky Sanctuary Zone. So yeah, they got a lot of bangers in these two games. Yeah, well, I guess right here we'll go ahead and do the part where I stop and let you guys look and listen. I know we don't need to do that because, again, this game is a classic, but we do it because it's for the show. And here you go. and that is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I'm having brain fart, so I hope I got to everything in the game. I can't remember because I really don't want to do this recording again, but that's all I can think of, and I don't want to go and start rambling. But yeah, this is the game. This game, it was really good. So if Sonic 2 started my addiction, this game I OD'd on, I guess I should say. Like, this game was great, especially when I got Sonic 3 to put on top of it, you know, combined with the Sonic and Knuckles. So Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Knuckles. Yeah, as far as game addiction goes, this is what did it for me. So next, we're going to be going over the game that pretty much killed it. Took me out of the game. I pretty much, instead of, you know, I basically put Sonic in an IV and stuck it in my vein. And that game would be Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. So we're going to be covering that one next. So yeah, I hope to see you guys there. And until next time, bye-bye.